we're back. It is Sunday, and we are back out here building the shed some more. I got to sweep off the 3 edges of the pad here because we have our treated lumber that's going to go down as a sill plate, and we're going to be gluing it down with some Loctite exterior cement caulk that can also be used on wood. So just got to get our surface clean enough to do that, and there we go. So this is what I'm using. Loctite PL, concrete, non-sag for foundations, walls, and masonry. This will also glue to wood, so it's good stuff. We'll put our 2 this direction on. Then I have to cut the one that goes off. Got to remove 7 inches because a 2x4 is 3.5 inches wide. 3.5 plus 3.5 is 7. So I got to remove 7 inches from the back one there. Then we'll put the back one in place. Not going to do these front ones just yet because I'll have to measure them after I get this in place. So we'll go from there. I'm going to get busy, and you guys are going to see a time lapse. Wow, just wow. So these supposed 10-foot boards are actually 5/8 of an inch too long. All right, whatever. I'd rather have too long than short. But it doesn't mean that I have to trim to match the slab. That'll be fun. And then, I don't know how obvious it was to you guys while I was assembling it, but you see that? And then how my finger goes up behind? Yeah, that top is warped badly. And obviously they're not sitting the same, but you know. And then also too long on a shed cut, or on a shed kit that is supposed to be perfectly cut, so all you have to do is nail and screw it together. Yep, that's the world we live in these days. Something that costs a lot of money and is just absolute garbage because nobody cares. Nobody cares about quality anymore. Nobody. Well, I can't say nobody. I care. There are people I know that care. And there are even people out on YouTube here that care, other than me. Diesel Creek, Scrappy Industries, The Post-Apocalyptic Inventor, Salvage Workshop. All four of those guys care. And you know what they have in common? Every single one of them does the same thing I do. Vintage equipment from when shit was made to last and to a quality standard. Yeah, they're not as pretty as today's stuff, but I'll take function over form any day. And in their own way, like my farmall here, they have their own beauty, their own styling, even when they're filthy and dented. Dented. Yeah, dented. Oh, I gotta stop looking at all the dents. You know, and she's dirty too. But 72 years old and still going strong. She might be a little cold to start. That's okay. She starts. Even in the depths of winter, I've gotten her to start. She didn't like it, but she started. You know, same with my John Deere garden tractors and stuff. They're still here. 50, 60 years later, depending on exactly what year they are. I'm very, very disappointed in humanity in general and what people just accept these days. It disgusts me. It disgusts me to no end. Oh. Well, there you have it. There's my complaints for the day. All right, I better find something to do while Lady Metal's sleeping. When she wakes up again, we're gonna put that back wall up. Kind of got to wait for the Loctite to cure some more anyway. And the leaves just don't stop. That cement pad was basically clean when I started. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna drink some tea, sit in a chair, maybe start another fire. I'll see you guys later. This is where we are at. And this is where we're gonna end for today. Lady Metal's still got to sleep. I interrupted her sleep long enough to have her help me get this over here, only to find out we couldn't set it in place because, well, it's already fixed, but both rear and front walls had these studs all the way to the bottom. But the directions call for there to be a lip here overhanging this. So, the directions are wrong. Yet another of the long line of reasons to never buy one of these, and I obviously never will again because they're garbage. They are just absolute garbage. It's fixed now, all four corners. Obviously the sidewalls don't have the problem because they're designed to not even have an end stud, because they're designed to use that as their end stud, which is not code either. Of course, these aren't built to code because they're not a dwelling, blah 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 blah. They should still be built to a decent standard, and that's what bothers me. They are not. So tomorrow during my lunch break, while Lady Metal's awake, because she works tomorrow night too, so she's gonna come home, sleep. She does a split sleep thing. She'll get up in the middle of the day. Well, while she's up and it's my lunchtime, we will set this wall. I've got a extra 2x4 over there that we're going to use as the prop bar. We'll screw it to one side or the other long enough to get the opposite side wall up on there. Now, the directions call for putting the exterior cladding on these side walls before you raise them and put the shed together, like I did for the front and rear. I'm not going to do that. I will put them on after it's up because of how out of square this thing is from the garbage lumber. I've done everything I can to keep it as close as possible. Yeah, obviously not great, but we're doing what we can. So I will set them in place, and I will probably even put the rafters on so that it pushes this bowed one down as much as possible before I put the sidewall cladding on. And then I'll just, once the building is stood up, I don't need her help at all anymore. I can do everything from that point on my own. I've just got cladding to put on, the roof to put on. That blue sheet metal that was left over from the house that we were originally going to put on the workshop, well, the workshop roof is not leaking, and we need a roof for this, so we're going to use that sheet metal on this. The exterior paint on this is going to be blue to match our front door. We have quite a bit of that paint left. It was from a previous home. Anyway, we have quite a bit of that paint left, so we're going to use it in an intelligent fashion. We do also have the windows, which are sitting over there on top of that interior cladding that I paid for separate from the kit. This is going to be an insulated shed. There's the insulation. I probably overbought on that, but I can return what I don't use. So yeah, windows. I would love to put them on this front wall where the door is at. But this stupid design where that is two separate pieces kind of prevents me from doing that. This piece should have been all the way out to the edge as one solid piece, and in the center here should have been a third piece. One piece there, one piece there, and a center third piece. That is not how they built this, and it shows. It's very terrible. I know I keep saying it, but there it is. I don't know. It's a 15-inch wide window. I think I can fit it in. Or the other thing I can do is, the way I really should do it, is box and just cut out inside the box and put a window in and put another stud here on the outside, which I can do once the building is raised. That's not a problem. There's no need necessarily for the windows to go in even this year. I do need to open them, make sure they're not broken, but then I can store them over winter if I have to and put them in the spring, because we need to get this up, get things inside of it, rearrange everything out here for the winter, and get everything set up the way we want it. So that's where we're at. Frustration ensues. Yeah. And I don't know if you guys caught this while I was building it, but yeah, these two pieces are literally just attached there and flopping free everywhere else. What idiot designed this? I mean, seriously. I want to take these gauge blocks that they give you as guides And just screw 2 of them up there. There's a 4th one over there. 4th one of the long ones. The short one's a different cut. But you're supposed to use those to help you build your rafters. Yay. You're supposed to use them as a jig so that all the rafters end up exactly the same. Not sure if I really need to do that, but we'll figure it out. They should be cut correctly so that they all end up the same anyway, with all the same angles and everything. But at this point, this thing's going to be terrible, so whatever. I just want to get it finished enough that we can start putting stuff inside of it, even if it's not totally finished at that point. Yeah. Yeehaw. I'm sorry, guys. I'm kind of losing enthusiasm for this project because I'm so irritated with how poor quality it is. What else to say? I don't think there is much. Just need to basically pack away all the tools, the air compressor, nailer, yeah, all that stuff over there that I had to take out of the bed of the truck to go pick this up today. Yeah, put all that away. Oh, that's what else we can talk about. One more thing to complain about. So I was tired yesterday evening when I went in, and I accidentally left a couple of things out here. Those are still here, but the alternator and the battery that were also sitting here that I forgot to put back in there, gone. In the middle of the night, a scrapper came along and stole them. Frickin' people, man. They disgust me. I'm so over this damn city. But I need to get the home in a place where we can sell it before we can move to the country. We are moving to the country. We are done. I hate this fucking city. I really do. We moved up to a smaller city, much smaller, to get away from stuff like this. But other people keep moving up here and bringing that with them. Because they're the people doing it, and they're moving away from the city because they're down the bigger city because there's too much competition. They come up here and they just continue to be thieves. So, yeah, time to move to the country, which is our dream anyway. And we're 3 years behind schedule on it. We're going to end up 4 or 5 years by the time we can actually afford to do it. Because, like I say, we got to fix this house up. But, yeah. Anyway, I've complained enough. It's almost 9 minutes. Mostly me bitching. So, I'm done. I'll see you guys tomorrow, Monday, when we continue this project. This should all be one video, but I might have to split it up into 2. If I do have to split it up into 2, I will give you guys an outro right now. Thank you all for watching, and as always, I will see you on the next one.